again, this is Dragonesque4 coming at you with another how to make tutorial. Today I'm going to be covering how to make a steampunk diode radioactive ring. It's not really dangerous, okay? So relax. Here's what they'll look like. Here's the two different versions. These are finger rings. The two main components are a set of tubes and some kind of ring base. The tubes are sold at Michael's craft store. There may be other places that sell it, I'm not sure. Or you might be able to get some other kind of a tube for this, but they sell them in a pack of two, and they'll look like kind of like this because I've modified these slightly. The one has a smaller one. It'll have a wing on it, and the other one is a slightly larger one without a wing in it. They're sold in a pack of two. The ring bases, I chose this particular ring base because of the fact that it has these little beveling on the edges, so it looks more like a circuit, I guess you would call it. Although they do sell like ring bases like this where they're flat, and you probably could even put one on a bolt or something, or maybe PVC or something, depending upon what you're looking for. But, there's different ways you could do this. Okay, and I'm going to talk you through what I did. First, on the ring base, because it has this curvature on it, I had to make it so it could fit this tube. So I had to take a Ryobi and I slightly ground down with a sander tip the thing so it has a little underside curve so it'll fit the tube. Now, the tube comes apart. It's basically like a fancy bead that they sell. And so it comes apart. There's this glass tube in the middle. This part comes off. This little bead on the end comes off. And then there's this little metal wire that goes through the whole thing that holds it in place. And it slips through and it slips onto this little bead here. You're going to have to take this apart. Next step is you're going to need to take some cyanacrylic glue or some fingernail glue. They're basically the same thing. And you may want to wear some rubber gloves when you do this just to make sure you're not going to get your fingers stuck together. You're going to need to glue the end of the tube on one side first and then glue this piece on. Okay. After you do that, you're going to need to get some glow paint if you want to make it glow reactive and UV reactive like I did. You'll need some glow paint and some salt, and I'll explain why. First, you want to take whatever color glow paint you want to use. Like in this one here, I put blue, and in this one here, I put green. You're going to take a cotton swab and swab the inside of the tube with the glow paint. Okay, and then next, you're going to take some table salt and put it in there, just a little bit, and you could also mix the table salt in with the glow paint if you want, but it kind of gives it like a depth, so it looks like it's actually a radioactive element in there, and I don't know if you could catch it on camera, but you kind of can see the salt sliding back and forth. I don't know if you can really catch it on the camera or not, but it gives it a really neat effect. Okay. Then after that, you're going to put this little metal rod back through and all the way through, and then put it into its bead on the end. Now, to seal it up, you're going to want to put a little bit of hot melt glue on both there and here, and that'll keep it so the salt won't slide out of the hole there. I also put like a different color of glow paint on the end itself, on this tip here, and on this glue here, so you don't really see the glue, and so you get a little bit of two different colors when it glows. To put it onto the ring, I hot melt glued it on, but before I did that, I drilled like 2 holes on each side of this ring base, and I took a corresponding colored wire. You could use whatever color wire you want, It's basically craft wire, which you can buy at the craft stores. And I wired it in place. Even though the hot melt glue will probably hold it, I just wanted to make sure that it's not going to fall out. Also, it gives it a little bit more technical look where it actually looks like the wires might be activating helping to activate the tube if it were a real tube. Okay, and then so you seal after you've sealed up both ends with the glue, put in your paint, and your salt, and then you wired it in place, whatever, and that's pretty much it. It's just more kind of technical because of the fact that if you're using this kind of a base, you may have to grind it down. But if you're using like a flat base or whatever other base, you probably don't have to do that. But it's a slight bit technical as a project goes, but it looks really neat. And I'll put it on here so you can see what it looks like. So and there you go, the steampunk radioactive diode ring. And I hope you enjoyed that. If you make one and you want to share pictures of it, you can feel free to drop me a line in the link. So in my video, drop me a link or a line telling me about it in my video comment section. So hope you enjoyed it, and that's how it's made. Bye.